Hi folks, and welcome to another edition of My Veg Garden. Happy New Year to everyone. This is now the 1st of January 2015. So today we're just getting wrong with a few jobs, and I'll give you a little update on the giant onions and what's currently growing in the garden. So come with me and let's have a look. So here we are about to plant the garlic. Follow Ian Knockton on YouTube. He plants it around about this sort of time, and I followed his sort of process. So what he said to do was just make a hole, plonk it in, and then just cover up. So he said this will take that pointy end up, plonk it in the hole. Let me just swap hands. So pointy end in, then just do like that. So we'll do that again. So I'll show you the garlic in a second, the tub that I've got. So in the hole, and just do it round, like that, as you can see. So simple as that. Idea is I've got these module trays, 24 in there. I've got trays, these are trays, just seed trays, but they're ones that have got no holes at the bottom. Do that, I'll put some water on the bottom. What I've done was compost, mixed it up in my box there. Added some Westland's Grow Sure Planting Magic, just to see if that helps. So we'll get these all planted up, and it's quite mild today, so I'll probably shove them in the greenhouse at the moment and just let them get started. I think it's meant to be mild for another few days, so that'll let them get started. Something really interesting. I bought these off a guy who's based in Isle of Wight, but actually off eBay. And at the very end of the video, I'll have a little rant, prattle, whatever you want to call it, about a discussion I was reading online about eBay sellers. So I'll have a little bit of that. So I bought them off these. These are far better. Last year I bought some, weren't really great. Now I bought 10 cloves because it said roughly 10, medium size, about 10 cloves to each. I thought, all right, yeah. I've left 4. I've only done 6 because this is a quantity of that I got. A fair chunk, and these are really good. If you look at my video from around about this sort of time last year, and you see the ones I bought, you'll notice they were already sprouting. Now I've had these about a month, maybe a month and a half, and look at them. They are just really good. Now these are proper. Last year, if you watched my video, I said about it being Solent White, and they typed it WHITE as in the colour, whereas these ones were definitely typed right on the listing as white, as in the Isle of Wight, WIGHT. So I'm going to leave these because I might actually have enough, because I need about a 90, which might seem an extortionate amount of plants to put in, but it's just with the way we're working on my square foot system. That's just the way it is. So get all these planted up, get them in, and see. We'll leave them for a few days, and hopefully they'll start sprouting. I'll give them water in the bottom of the tree. Bottom of the tree I find just helps the roots establish themselves rather than putting it in so the whole bulb doesn't get absolutely saturated in water. So we'll get these planted, and we'll pop them in the greenhouse. So on from putting in all the garlic into the module trays, we're still inside the shed. As you can see, I've still got 4 whole garlics left. I might see if anyone at work or anyone like that wants them to do growing that, rather than put them go to waste. So that's that. I'm going to show you giant onions. Giant onions have not been the success that I think. Part of it has actually been down to me. And I'll explain that in a little second. Let me just show you. As you can see, they're still growing, as you can see there. Temperature, what's the temperature inside? It's up high, even though the thermostat's at 90. I think the combination of how warm it is today, but they are still growing, and I'm not going to give up on them. As you can see, I've only got those ones left in there, and they're still fairly green. It's not a complete disaster. I think the combination of several things. When I first started them, would it be mid-November, I had that silly bar heater, which didn't produce any heat whatsoever. and by the time I managed to work out that it wasn't producing the heat, and then I ordered a new heater, which you can see down there, just in there, that I was sort of another 2 weeks behind. Then everything seemed to be going okay. Then when I was planting them on in my last video, I planted them on, then afterwards I thought, well, I really should have fed the compost because of them planting them on from the seedlings into these first pots. Well, bright spark me decided to put some of the planting magic on the surface and water it in, and it probably killed most of, sorry, not most of them, but half of them, because there was 2 trays of that sort of size. So most of them just died. I don't know if they're, yeah, I can't remember where I put the tray with some of them remaining. Yeah, they were all just, oh, it's under here. Let me just get them out, because I'm just letting them die back. So you can see, I think that's because, as you can see, I sprinkled a whole load on top. These ones seem to have more, I seem to sprinkle more on top. You know, schoolboy error, you know, come on, Alistair, you know better than doing things like that. So that killed a whole load of them. But I'm persevering, going to persevere with them. They seem to be, they're still growing, so they've not died, so we'll just let them continue that and see how they go. And as I think I said before, these are Elsie. I was speaking, as I put a comment on someone else's video, because he says we seem to be really flying away, and he said his type were Kelsey, and I know that Dan from the Allotment Diary, his were Kelseys as well. So maybe I'm just trying to grow the wrong type, and I really should be trying to grow Kelseys rather than Ailsie. I presume that's how it's out. A-I-L-S-A-E-L, Ailsie. Yeah. So if it's I picked really the wrong type and they're not that brilliant, well, that is what it is. So there. So what I'm just going to do is just come there. I'm happy enough because they haven't died, and I'm going to be using predominantly. It was to try and do some onions, but there will be the other part where I really, so I can get things like my tomato plants and sweet peppers and all these other stuff sort of started early enough. If it's cold, because if it's cold, you know, I've got to put tea lights, as I can't, because there's no space in the windowsills at home to put them in. So I've really got to try and get them in here, so that will really come into its own. Might not need the heat, at least I know I've got the light, so I've got 4 sections where I can have light in there, so that will hopefully get the plant. So let me just give you a little view of what's happening. So my shed in here is my cabbages. They seem to be progressing okay, you know, you can look down in there, sort of nice little heads growing. These are my cauliflowers. Now I don't know if you're meant to grow winter or not, but I thought I'd try. As you can see, a little head starting to grow in there, so, and in there, so we'll just leave them. Leeks, some of them are doing well. They got a right battering they did in the rain, and I did start them late, and as I said before, that's a lot of what my grow cabinet will hopefully help me, so I can get things started early. So that's that. And if that was the originally garlic bed, there's some soil being added into that. I'm going to mix it in there. Nearly the end of the parsnips. I have got, we're still eating them. This is New Year's Day, as I said at the beginning. We're having some parsnips for lunch, so they have suffered from a bit of canker. I did take the frame off because it, like, I think the moral of the story is leave my protection frames on where possible. That, you know, so that's something that you think with nothing in that bed, that's all just laid back. Same with that one. I'll be digging them over again soon and probably filling up with a bit more compost just to get the height up to max height. Swedes in there. I don't know whether I'll grow Swedes again. Because you can see over there they're starting to split and things like that. You know, I don't think they've been that great success. Come around here. This is a purple sprout and broccoli. You know, it's another one. I think it's down to me. I think I started them too late in the season. You know, got the plants. Should have got the plants going. So let's come around here and we'll just show you strawberries. And as you can see in there, they're sort of all dying back. Where the cold has been recently. We'll just keep an eye on them, make sure that they don't dry out. And then what I will do in saying that is I need to rig up, because you know down here I've got my irrigation system. Well, it comes along there, it's hidden because of all the bark. What I will do is I'm going to feed it up and actually feed so I can water those plants as well. Not much happening here, as you can see. This is my blueberries. I just left them to go. So in the shed, that plant had to come in here to sort of protect it from the really bad cold. I'm not too sure if it's dying or that in the middle there. So maybe just dying back. This is my carrots. There's some nice little wee baby ones there. Let me just see, you can just see some small ones there. Gave them water recently, that's that. Up here, you can see now, up there is my garlic all planted. Give them a water, that, just leave them. Something I was going to show you, which I really struggled for last year, was the bending of my irrigation, my drip feed. So you probably noticed there that I've actually cable tied it up to try and keep it over winter. See if I can keep those ones straight. I don't think there's anything else. Let's just continue through back into the shed. So I'm back in the shed, so I just thought we'll just plonk this down here so you can actually look out while I have a little thing with. Yeah, as I think sort of muted earlier, I read an article online regarding buying from eBay, and I think there's some really. I think the really point someone was trying to make was that there's really some really bad sellers on eBay. I would just like to say that that in saying that, there are some really good sellers on eBay as well, and that we shouldn't be put off by the few bad sellers on there. You've really got to use the feedback. You know, I personally buy virtually all of my seeds from Premier Seeds Direct off eBay. They're based down near the south coast of England. I've got to say, you know, I've never found a problem with anything. You know, sometimes I've been lucky enough, I've had more seeds in the packets than they said they had sometimes, you know, but I've never had any problems whatsoever with Premier Seeds Direct. And also, as I said, this year with my garlic is absolutely, when I look at it, you know, it's really good quality. I'm really pleased with what I've got this year from that. So I'd just like to say, don't always turn around and think just because someone is talking about eBay and sellers being bad. Not all of them are. There's some really good. I think Premier Seeds Direct, I think, is one of the few ones that have got DEFRA. Is it DEFRA? Yeah, I think it's DEFRA accreditation. So they are inspected by DEFRA to make sure their seeds are. So what they're selling is the proper stuff. So as I say, if you want a good seed seller, Premier Seeds Direct on eBay is probably one of the good ones. And as I say, I've never had any problem with anything that I've actually purchased from them. Right, wanted to finally, I know that it's probably going on and on and on as usual, as most of my videos do. There's a few people I want to say thank you for, mainly for during 2014. And they're not in any particular order. It's just as they come to my mind, you know. I want to say thank you to Dan from the Allotment Diary. His videos have been an absolute inspiration sometimes to me, of sometimes how simple you can actually make things rather than it being complicated. It doesn't, just because it's complicated doesn't mean it's right. Sometimes the more complicated way you make something, the actually harder it is to get what you want at the end of it. So Dan has really shown me some really simple things, and I actually want to say thank you to Dan for his videos he does, because it really has helped me. Another person I want to thank is Ian Knockton. Ian is a lovely guy that you can only have 7 minutes of a video of Ian, because otherwise he doesn't get it in HD. But I look forward to watching Ian. It's always a pleasure. You know, I've taken ideas from him. So what I would like to do. I think there's some people in this world who just are magical when it comes to sort of gardening and other different skills. I think Ian's one of those people that just seems to be magical when it comes to doing gardening. That, so thank you, Ian. That I'll continue to watch you. That, and I will continue to steal ideas from you. That. Another person I want to say thank you for one is to Aaron. Now, I commented recently to Aaron because he recently got a new allotment, apparently, if my memory serves me correctly, closer to home. That, and I did comment on it, that, because I really do enjoy watching Aaron. That, and I did say to him in a comment that maybe the new allotment is his gift, that, for all the hard work he's put on the existing allotment that he had. That, so, and I do enjoy, always look forward to watching them. You know, other people I do watch too. I do watch the Horticultural Channel TV, or is it Horticultural TV Channel? I can never remember the right way around. The Hort Channel, probably just simple that. You know, Sean, Vivi, Graham, can't remember. There's several people that are all together, but I do enjoy them. That, because you get to, you have that atmosphere of how hard, you know, and how simple some of the ideas are that people try. And it's not all this glamorous sort of thing that you sometimes see on TV. Allotments are hard work, it's dirty, you know, but at the end of the day, it's an absolute enjoyable hobby to have, and it gives you a lot of satisfaction. You know, and I know today, you know, when I've got my youngest stepson actually pleading for parsnips to be served, now that generally tells you, it gives you a lot of satisfaction, that, because then you know your kids are enjoying it as well. Right, I've prattled on enough. You know, they'll probably be going into sort of like a feature length film time on this. So right, I've prattled on enough, folks. Sorry if you're bored at this point in time. I just sometimes just like to get carried away with what I'm talking about, and I just keep going on and on and on. It's probably good, because at least I'm probably not going on and on to my wife and giving her a bit of peace and quiet. Right, folks, right. So as I say, this is 21st of January 2015, so it's the very first day of the year yet. Thanks for watching again. Hopefully you'll watch through the year. I did yesterday, so Hogmanay to me was a day that had a little bit of importance, that, because this might not sound brilliant to everyone else, but to me, I'd actually reached 30 subscribers, which I'm really chuffed with. And actually, I would love more, but I'm really pleased that I've got 30 people who actually are subscribed, and that's sort of the same sort of quantity of views to my videos as well, which might not sound a lot, but for someone like me, I'm really chuffed that people actually do watch my videos. And I do get a few likes, probably not many, but I get a few likes. So right, I said I was stopping. Right, thanks very much for watching. As I say, hopefully you'll watch throughout the year, and I look forward to watching everyone else's videos as well. So have a great time, folks. I hope you had a nice time over the festive period, and I'll catch you up in the next My Veg Garden. Bye just now, folks.